Only a little over a week ago, one of the most impressive feats in gaming history was accomplished live on Twitch. A completion of a Mario Maker level so difficult it took 7 years of straight attempts for someone to beat it a single time. It took Chain Chomp Braden 2,491 days, 4,368 hours to get the first completion of this level. It is absolute insanity. Chain Chomp Braden is the creator of the level and the only person to clear it, and it is perhaps one of the nuttiest things I've ever seen in gaming. It's so wild that when I was watching the completed attempt live, my cat came in, just out of pure respect, to be part of history and witness it. It's so wild, even Io's coming in to see it. Hey Io, come on. 4,368 hours it took. Can you believe that shit, Io? Can you believe that? Is that fucking nuts? You haven't even been alive for 4,368 hours yet. And now yesterday, Chain Chomp Braden posted a full video going over the history of the level as well as its reputation and showing off the run as well as the people that doubted him. He had an entire section dedicated to every doubter over the course of 7 years just to feed them their vegetables and rub it in their face that he finally did actually complete it, because most people viewed the level as impossible. Over the course of years, Braden would get some deep runs, but every time he got close to completing it, he decided to make the level even harder. So he'd just keep evolving, like, oh, it only took me 2,000 hours to get to the second to last room. It's a little too easy. I need to tweak it a bit to make it harder. So by the time it reached its final evolution here, it was downright ridiculous, and most people just wrote it off as just an unachievable goal until September 30th, 2022, when Braden pulled it off. I'm going to put a link to the video in the description. I highly recommend you check it out. I'll go ahead and show you some clips from when I was watching the video on stream, and Braden even stopped in the chat to give us some insider information on what the future holds for him now. I genuinely do think this level is one of the hardest levels in all of gaming. Everything is frame perfect and everything has to be perfectly timed. Hey, that's fucking classic Tom. Tom Thompson's always been such a fucking hater for some reason. That guy is bad news. I'm glad Braden took it to him. Man, fuck you, Tom. I like how he saved every single doubter. All of them, it seems. God, the power of spite is such a powerful thing. Oh, I'm not gonna do it, huh? Okay, watch me. 7 years. Why not? God, oh my lord, he has so many of these screenshots. He wanted to make sure he put every single one of them in the completion video. Like a wall of shame. Rubbing their nose in it. Yeah, he kept every receipt for 7 years. Oh god, yeah. This level is so fucking cool. I'm just gonna let this ride again. It's so good. Legitimately, I think this level is the upper limits of human capability in gaming. Like, everything you see here is frame perfect. You can't make a single mistake, and your timing can't be anything less than perfect either. It's so nuts. This music is really loud, though. Sorry, I gotta turn that down. It's blowing my ear out. I feel like I'm in the trial of death. I also have no doubt while Braden was doing this, he felt like no pressure at all. I really think, I don't know him, obviously, but I just get the impression from this video and all of like the things he said so far, that he just does it because he loves it. It was just like this personal thing. So he just comes on, does a couple 100 runs a night. If he doesn't get it, he doesn't get it. Yeah, just like actual Giga Chad shit. Man doesn't feel pressure. But like these tricks are all so foreign to me. I'm a very novice Mario Maker player, but I can recognize when things are so fucking nuts, like so tight. Like this POW block, So I'm pretty sure the way this works is you have to turn the POW block to block this so you don't get hit on the pipe going on the way up. And I imagine the timing on that has to be extremely strict, because if you go a little too soon, you'll still catch the hitbox, right? Darkside Phil can do this easy. I think Darkside Phil could probably do this in sub 5 attempts. That guy is just a different breed of gamer, honestly. That's a specimen that should be studied. You can't really put normal mortals on the same playing field as Darkside Phil. That's just not fair. That is a man who literally jerked off on stream and played it off like it was no big deal and continued to stream with a full load in his pants. That guy is just, he's built different, and you need to accept that. If you live your life comparing yourself to Phil, you're going to be unhappy. The Yoshi plays also goes so hard in this run. Like I can't even register half of this shit here. There's so much happening all at once, a full-blown sensory overload. And you still have to be perfect. Absolute pixel-perfect precision. Oh, here, hold on. I'm gonna slow that shit down. I've watched this run maybe 3 times now. 3 or 4 times. And it's still so crazy. There's just, like, I always feel like I'm seeing something different. So this helmet right here... Okay, I hate the sound of that. This helmet right here, he has to keep bouncing off of this bomb and hitting this piranha plant up while dodging all of these, the chain chomps and the boos, and hit it all the way up in order to get over safely. And you can't miss this at all, otherwise you fall and die. And that's not even where it stops, because then you also have to grab this, I don't even know what this one's called, but it's like the little booster. In order to bounce this up so you can continue to jump off it and dodge boos, grab this one and do the same thing again, but on a smaller bombs. Bouncing off of the musical notes down here to avoid the spikes, to dodge the boos the whole time. The second one coming off the blocks. It's so stupid. Just so genuinely stupid. The absolute insanity. Drop a 50k bounty on this. Like, that's just not fair to Brayden, though, because he already beat it, so that wouldn't exactly be fair to the next or for Brayden to give, like, a bounty to the next person that beats this. Though I will say this openly, I don't think we will ever see another completion of this. I don't think there's many people that would commit 7 years to a single level. I'm going to play it at full speed now. It's so cool, though. You saying that's going to be in the next video for the completion? Hey, I'd love to see it. I just don't see it happening. I really don't. I think most people wouldn't even bother trying. Like, what sane person's going to watch this and be like, yeah, I can't wait to try and do this myself? The bald man could take this on? That's so cryptic. Who is the bald man? That could be anyone. Talking about, like, Agent 47? Howie Mandel? Like, I don't even know who you're talking about. Oh, from the video. Oh. You said it like a riddle. I didn't know you were talking about the guy, like, actually from this video in the compilation. Northern Lionwood. Yeah, maybe he has the gamer gene required to pull this off. This is what I mean by your timing has to be perfect too, by the way. In order to hit half of these jumps, these shells, you have to time it perfectly. Because there's so many of these jumps that are so tight. God, that's so cool. Having the flaming thing toss the bomb off of its hitbox. This part I think is absolutely outrageous because he has to do this like 6 times. There's like puzzles built into it. And for that one in particular, you have to do it so many times in order to set everything up properly to progress. Did the person who made it beat it? Yes. That's the only completion of it. The creator. He used an AI to beat this. I don't even think a computer could pull this off. This man is the machine. Ooh, close call. Almost a bit of a fuck up. One missed jump so far, but luckily it wasn't in like a do or die spot. There's also these endurance rooms like this where you just have to dodge a ton of shit for I think it's like 20 seconds, maybe more. It looks like it's more. This is more like 30 seconds, I think. God, that's awesome. The level's about 8 minutes long. So this bad boy, she's got some duration. Like, the endurance required for this is nuts. 8 minutes of no mistakes. Jesus Christ. God damn. The AOT, yeah. The soundtrack fits very well. Seeing this live must have been one of the best moments of these chatters' lives. Another example of what I mean by your timing also has to be perfect to catch these shells that are falling through. You can't hesitate. Hey, here she comes, the final run! 7 years in the making. Beauty. Fucking beauty. I would love to see some of the doubters in the chat. They must have felt so fucking stupid. Oh yeah, there's no shame in it bringing a tear to your eye. Tom was hating in the chat. Yeah, I bet Tom was in there just bah-humbugging the whole time. He embraced the doubt. It fueled him. It absolutely fueled him. Like I said, spite is a powerful thing. I wonder what's next for Brayden now. After beating Trial of Death, where do you even go from there? That's like the hardest level of anything ever. Everything else is going to be easy. So what do you even do? You can't do some... Like, I don't even think you could make it harder. I think if you push that any further, it would actually be impossible. Now I'm going to end up in his next video 7 years from now. When he does do something even harder. Just do it faster. I guess you can make it like a speedrun thing, but like I said, this is actually probably the fastest it can be done. Because everything is frame perfect and all the timing has to be perfect. You don't have any chances for like a respite. Like there's no breaks. Like he doesn't stop to collect himself or anything. The only time loss is him turning on game audio. Where was it? I think right around here? No, it was like right around here. He turns on game audio for one of the tricks, I believe, so he pauses the game to do that. That's like the only time loss. Oh, and he missed one jump. He did miss one jump. But that's the only two places you could even like potentially save time. So you can't even speed. Oh, you here, Brayden? Congrats again. And great fucking video on it. So hey, break the news here. What's next? Maybe like a vacation. Kick your feet up, relax for a bit. What's the plan going forward post Trials of Death? Planning on beating a Zelda game with my feet. Alright. Fuck yeah. Current plan is to try and get it on custom server being worked on called Pretendo. That's a really good name. Okay. Well, that sounds good. Yeah, I think it'd be really fun to have it out there so the community can try it. I'd like to see people try it. A whole section dedicated to Snaggy. Wow, okay. Putting him on blast. Man, this guy's worse than Tom Thompson. Hey, also you should hold Snaggy to that $1,000 bet. Put a bounty on beating this level blindfolded. I still really want to do more bounties like the Halo Lasso challenge. It's just really hard to find targets that hype. This would have been a really good one, but this is just, of course, that wouldn't be fair anymore now since Brayden did it. To put a bounty on it after he's completed it, that doesn't make any sense. It's just hard to find things that are like hype like this to put a bounty on. But you guys get really niche with it, like a little too niche where it's like, you should do World at War with all the death cards on while blindfolded, and also you have to be playing with one hand. And it has to be your non-dominant hand. And on the old bulky controllers. And your fans can't be on. It's like, it's not really fun though. That's like a little too niche, too specific.